Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be looking at Paldea Evolved and see if it's time to pick up some of these singles. In my previous video, we did a Scarlet and Violet base set, and around the 6 to 7 month mark was a great time to pick up those singles because it seemed like all those cards kind of flattened out, and Paldea Evolved is right at the 7th month mark. So let's see if it's time to pick up these cards. First card we're going to look at is the Special Illustration Rare Iono. As you can see, this card has just steadily gone down since release. Release day price was $132. It dropped to $77 as the low just recently. That's a 41% drop, or $55 in savings. I had a price target of $66 for this card. I think that price target is reachable with the Paldea Fates version coming out and the box collection coming out for Iono. So hopefully the pulls will be easier, and then you reduce the demand for this one, because I know Iono is very playable, so a lot of people are going to constantly need this card. It's always going to be in demand, but there's a lot of versions out now, so maybe that will change the price. Next up is going to be this beautiful Magikarp Cart that caught everyone off guard. It had a release day price of $78, then immediately dropped to $44, which is a 44% drop, saving yourself $34, but that was the only time to buy it at that low, because it has just steadily been climbing, holding steady above $50, now sitting at $64. Usually I put a price target of 50% off after its release week. I think it hits that price eventually. That price target would have been $39. It got close with $44, but it's nowhere near close that price right now. And I don't think the price action is really showing that it's going to go in that direction. So we'll see. Next up is Chimpa EX, a card actually pulled in the booster box that I opened of Paldea Evolved. Release date price of $34. It dropped 50% since. That's $17 in savings. Hit a low of $17. Price target is $17. Like I said, I always put a 50% drop in price after release weekend, just because I think most cards always hit that mark. And then only the cards in really high demand stay above 50%. Next up is my chase card in this set. One of my favorite card designs. Godzilla himself, Tyranitar. This is probably my chase card of 2023, and I'm glad it hit my price target of $16. So release day price is $31. It dropped 40%, hit the target of $16 just recently. It's time for me to pick this card up. It most certainly can drop more, but once a card hits my price target, I'm like okay picking it up. Next card up is the Sleeping Raichu, release date price of $23. It did drop back down to $15. That's a 35% drop, just $8 in savings. Price target is $12, but this card has risen back up to $20. So I think with Raichu and Magikarp, there's a side effect of these Sun and Moon cards that are just going to the moon. And so these cards are like what collectors are going after. Because I am not in love with this Sleeping Raichu art. Maybe it's just me, because I did pull it and I was like, I'm okay with it. But I think my theory is the Sun and Moon effect. Next up, we have Chiu, a card I think is better looking than the Sleeping Raichu, and much harder to pull since it's an SIR versus an illustration rare. But new Pokemon, so I guess not a lot of people are into it. But release day price on this one is $19. Hit a low just recently of $13. That's just 32% from its highs. Price target is $10. I think this card is on the way there. It's already just $3 off. Time to keep an eye on this card. Next up, we have the best starter from the Paldea region, my starter, Skeleex EX. Let me know if you agree with that statement. Anyways, release day price is $18. Now sitting at $10. It's pretty much hit my price target, but it probably has a little more ways to go because it's still at a very steep decline. I would like to wait to see when it flattens out, and then maybe it's time to pick it up. Next up is Tinglu EX. It has to be a lot of people's new favorite Pokemon, because this card only dropped $3 from its high, which is just a small 18%, hit a low of $14, now it's already back up to $16. Unlikely to hit my price target anytime soon, I think. It's holding pretty steady around that mid-teen area. We'll see where it goes in the future. I have no clue where it's going to go, but not one of my new favorite Pokemon, so no rush for me to add it to my collection. But if it's for you, let me know if you're going to pick it up at this price. Now next up, we have Tinglu, so far the biggest dropper at 53%. Now it's not even an expensive card to start out with. It's only $14. Now it's already at $7, so definitely at a price target that I expect it to be. I don't know if it's going to bottom out at this price, but it's pretty low for an SIR, which is something that's supposed to be a little harder to pull than illustration rare. But yeah, I don't know, people just don't like this card, don't like this Pokemon. I haven't finished the game, so we'll see if it's cool in the game or not, and maybe that's a factor in me deciding to pick up this card. Next up, Wu-Chen, very similar to Tinglu, 50% drop already, hit the price target below $7. This one actually looks like it's bottoming out. The first one on the list so far, I think, is doing that. So yeah, if you're a fan of it, time to pick it up, I think. It can't really go much lower than $5, I think. It is an SIR, I mean, unless this Pokemon is just so unpopular that it's going to go below $5. Now, a card that I did not expect to be on this list is Mousie. As I was looking through the Paldea Evolved list of cards to add to this list, it was mostly ranked by bestseller or highest price. Mousie was not something that crossed my mind as something I should be looking for. But release date price of $9, and it's just been steadily climbing up $4 to $13 now. If it had just dropped like most illustration rares, it should be a $5 card. So I don't know which direction this is going to go in the near immediate future. Mousie is popular, cool little gimmick, but I didn't expect it to be this popular. So let me know if there's a reason behind the steady climb of this card. So you guys can see on that list, a lot of these cards are holding up very well in Paldea Evolved. My chase card is Tyranitar, and I'm glad it hit its price target, but let me know what your chase cards are in this set, and if you're ready to pull the trigger on picking these up if you haven't already. But yeah, a lot of these cards are holding up very well in price. Tinglu, Raichu, Magikarp, Chiu, and Mousie doing much better than I thought they would be doing at this point. Usually around the 6 to 7 month mark is when a lot of these cards drop in price and are already flattening out, but a lot of these cards are not there yet. So guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next video.